Hello, and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. Across from me, I've got Sean and Richard. Hello, Sean and Richard.
Hey everybody.
And Richard's looking very svelte today. He just came from a really arduous workout.
Yeah.
And he's sitting here with us, but, you know, you make Sean and I look like crap.
Well,
you're just so
that's
chiseled.
Default setting.
Is it a default? But it's to be admired. I just had to say that because he runs in here and he's a glow of working out. Yeah. And so he's going to lead you through
he's
this.
He's also a little bit pregnant. He's got that glow too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
so
if it needs to be led in a workout, I can probably handle that.
Yes.
You know, we need to post some of the pictures to the website so people can see. There's one of you climbing up a rope.
I was
going to
make that my icon.
At some point, you'll give us a bio and a picture.
Okay, I was going to make the rope climbing one my bio.
Then that's what I want because I swear one day I'm just flipping across in some of your feeds and I saw that picture and I thought, I suck. I entirely suck.
You can climb a rope. Climbing a rope is easy.
You know what? I'm a lifelong drummer, and my arms are very strong, and I know that.
I know you can, yeah.
But my arms are not ripped like yours. Good Christ!
So if you are ever on the Planet of the Apes, and you have to climb a rope to get away from apes,
yeah,
you use your legs almost as much, if not more, than your arms.
So you grab and push.
Exactly. So what happens is you grab the initial part of the rope, right, to kind of give yourself a little bit of a pull. Then you take the rope, and the rope goes on top of one of your toes.
Okay.
And the other foot clamps down from the top on that piece of rope. All right. Okay. So what you do is you then stand pinching your feet together, and it allows you to move up the rope. Then you kind of hold for a second, you pick your feet up, slide it as high up the rope as you can, pinch again, and then you stand up. It's not as hard as you would think.
Well, that'll do it for this CrossFit Minute.
Well, if I ever go to the Planet of the Apes, I want you with me because when we need to escape, you're going to be going, come on, Todd. Oh, hang on.
I was told there'd be no fitness in this podcast.
Sean will just be laid on the ground saying, I'm not coming.
As long as the rope is straight on the ground, I can climb it perfectly fine. Once it goes up into the air, I'm done.
And just to be fair,
the Batman trick, right? Where you're climbing up the building.
To be fair to you, also, I wasn't wincing at you halfway through. I don't know if you noticed. I'm drinking a sour ale.
It's very
Holy
soury.
crap, that second... They're sour. They're really sour.
Are they really sour?
They're real.
Do you want to grab a different beer?
I may in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so we are on to Minute 101. Are we ready to go to the Planet of the Apes now?
Let's go to the Planet of the Apes, guys.
Sean, tell us what we got in Minute 101.
Start Minute 101 with Dr. Zaius saying, ceasefire, and ends with Lucius saying, yes. And as Minute 101, we've got 2 living humans, 2 dead, poor Dodge and Stewart. We've got 1 dead ape, unnamed, poor sniper.
I rewatched that again today, and I saw him you see him dive, and then you see him for a second, and he actually kind of rolls into a rock.
Does he?
You pretty much see him they have the shot of him leaping like he's going to fall, and then when they cut back to it, and you see the other ape that was up above standing there, and you see him just kind of fall and hit this little rock pad thing, and he just kind of thuds.
You hear the muffled.
But it wasn't even. It was a roll. I mean, it really was they showed too much.
Yeah, we got a shrewdness of ape in the
That's the editor hanging on to stuff and not cutting away.
Yeah, they needed to cut that one away.
All right, we're getting back into the bunch of whole wonders of people exiting hiding places and running cross bridges.
I had that very note just for you. I had starts with 20 plus seconds of everyone running. We got Corny and Zira running to Julius, and it was just like, oh my God, we are back to the start of this movie.
How they got from position A to position B from every damn step.
Right. Well, so no matter what, we at least we get our explanation of what happened outside. Julius tells us they jumped him.
It's like as soon as they got in the cave, the gorillas showed back up, which is what I was saying in previous minutes. Why does Taylor trust anything that Dr. Zaius has said is going to be honored? As soon as they are out of view, why aren't the gorillas just showing up and taking over? That's exactly what they did.
Exactly, taking over this little kid.
Yeah, because it's one kid versus 15 gorillas.
But didn't in the last minute, Zaius seem surprised?
Yeah.
Surprised by the gunfire, not necessarily...
I think he thought that they were going to sneak up on him and there would be no gunfire. And then
whatever it was, he didn't expect what occurred.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So whether they're acting on their own accord or whether he had actually directed them to do that at some point.
I think it may have been that the gorillas were jealous of Julius's hair. Did we all notice at this point he has like the weirdest coif of hair? Instead of the typical ape curl down, it's like almost a roll back. It's almost like the Dorothy Hamill wedge of the Planet of the Apes.
It might be the salty ocean air. He might take a swim. I know that that mine kind of gets a little stringy and
he gives a little body to it, a little humidity to it. Yeah.
But so we get him to explaining what occurred, him apologizing.
Yeah, he was screwed anyway. I mean, there was no way he's going to win this fight.
So I think I'm about to win the Planet of the Apes. Because I have been lobbying. Yes, we're playing a game of Planet of the Apes. I've been lobbying that something is up with Zira. That I think she may be lonely. She's touched Taylor.
Goes after her
nephew.
Holy
crap, her nephew. She's like.
Yeah, so he says, they took me by surprise, sneaked up on me while I was feeding the horses. What happened to Honor? Okay. I got off 2 rounds to warn you. And she is just like stroking his face, making sure he's okay, and then she gives him those odd pecks on the cheek.
Right.
Do you think that it would have been not quite so awkward if it was actually movable as opposed to just kind of a stiff mask?
I think it would have been awkward anyway because, I mean, I have aunts that are affectionate and sweet ladies, and they might kiss me once. But it would be like a kiss on the forehead and pull you in and hug you. But it's this constant, and she's pecking and pecking and pecking.
Is this a Tom Brady and his child kissing kind of thing?
No, I think this is
which we need to talk about.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Do you know who Tom Brady is, Sean?
Are you talking about the?
He got ridiculed for saying his son kissed him in a video, and he said, "That's all you can give me. Give me a longer kiss," which I think it's kind of sweet. I'm like a daddy who wants to love his son that people are like, that's just weird. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
We can accept in this world that it's okay to see movies where we decapitate people and do horrible things. We can have sexual assaults in movies, and it's okay. And suddenly in real life, a father wants his son to kiss him longer, and you get upset about it. Shut up.
There was no. I didn't think there was anything unusual or weird about that because parents love their kids so much that there's just kind of this natural want to affection
Absolutely.
to hold to all those kinds of things.
I think much like they do the kind of ape walk at some point, this is supposed to be an actual ape.
Maybe it's an ape tradition.
When you see apes that are separated from each other that are actually family, while they will grasp each other, whether or not they're biologically, mother and father, they might be, or daughter and son, or whatever, or mother and daughter.
Right.
If there is a biological imperative, or if they're in the family together, they grasp each other and carry about each other.
I can see that.
So I think that's more we're trying to give a little ape interaction here of this is my nephew, I'm going to protect him or make sure that he's okay.
Or then there's the flip side of it, which fits into me winning Planet of the Apes. Zira is one horny little chimpanzee because she's stroking she's stroking Taylor's hand, she's kissing her nephew, and in coming minutes, I'm going to tease. There's more.
I'm trying to remember if by the time we get to Friday, if that's on our cutoff or not. But yeah, we'll just,
I think we may miss. I think may be next week.
I think we are. I think it's going to be next week.
But she is looking for some affection. So in other words, Corny is a little bit cold, and she needs some loving.
Oh yeah, I mean he is the archaeologist, and
Do you think she was having a little side action with Julius when she was in the prison?
Oh, gross.
Why is that gross?
It's just gross.
Because he's a gorilla? You need to get the specious attitude out of your head, man. This is the Planet of the Apes, not Planet of the Gorillas.
Well, hang on. No, Julius is the nephew. Or who's that?
Julius is the nephew.
And what's the
guard's name? No, Lucius is the nephew.
Lucius is the nephew.
Julius is the guard, yeah.
Lucius
that's right. My bad.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I misquoted that. Yeah, I think I did.
Now you understand what I'm saying.
I didn't even realize Cornelius, Lucius,
they're all,
Julius.
Yeah, it's all the Roman.
Oh, wow. And the movie's almost over, and I'm just like,
Honorius. As soon as you start latching onto, you're like, "Oh Christ!"
I did not realize that. Wow.
Who read Julius Caesar and went, "We have to bring a little bit of Shakespeare to this movie."
Yeah, it's very English. This Julius Shakespeare.
So we've got Taylor with a hostage. Right. He feels that he has some power now that he has a hostage. Now, I don't disagree with him. You have a gun, trained somewhat on a very prominent figure. But how many gorillas are there?
Like 15, 17? I don't know, something like that.
Could one of them not kill him before he could do much damage?
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, kill who?
Taylor.
Anybody.
Because
Taylor, yeah.
Well, he just told him 2 seconds ago to withdraw.
Okay. to withdraw, but we also know this. They've withdrawn how far away?
Well, just kind of around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody could just ride back. It depends on how much they value Zaius' life versus Taylor's life.
And in these shots, to be fair, when he says hold or ceasefire, withdraw, right, and he says withdraw, and he barks at the person below and the person above, the two of them seemingly don't really get too far out of the way, but the other ones go around because we don't see them in the shots anymore. They've gone back around the hill.
Yeah, but they were back around the hill right before is what we're saying. So they could just pop back around at any point.
Well, he definitely has a gun on Zaius at this moment.
I think what hits me is in this moment, it's another one of those instances where a film of the 60s has a very different psychological makeup than a film today. Yeah. Even a film, Dog Day Afternoon came less than 10 years after this, and you're talking about hostage situations where they're very agitated. Even in a moment where there's something big and they come out of it, they're still sweaty and they're wiping their brows and things like this. We've just had a shootout. Taylor got one crack shot off and killed a gorilla.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of calm, like, hey, I've got Zaius. And he's just sort of standing there. There's none of it, there's no agitation to it. There's no, oh my God, where is everybody? I could be shot at any time. It's a very low-key.
I really didn't pick up on that.
Really?
I mean, now that you're saying it, I do. I recognize that moment that everything just kind of calms back down. But I think that's just storytelling.
It is, and I think that to the point we've probably beaten to death, this film is made on such a budget where they were trying to crank things out, and they're not really getting into, hey, we need to have a shot of you being agitated. We're telling a very simple story here. And we all know this. We're getting to the payoff of this film. That's what they want to get to. It just seems odd that Nova's the only person that actually acts bothered. She's still looking around. She's still doing a few things like, something's wrong.
Well, I mean, she can't talk. She's kind of a human fish out of water. I mean, what a view that is. I mean, she can't understand them.
Okay, when you're mute, can you?
Mute just means you can't speak.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can't comprehend.
And I know there's probably a correct PC term to this. I know that they used to say deaf and dumb.
Dumb, yeah, but mute
I don't know now what you would call the dumb part. So
mute, I think that's what it is. You just can't speak.
But was the dumb that you can't comprehend? Deaf means I can't.
Deaf means I can't hear. Dumb meant you can't speak.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out
the fact that you didn't have speech meant you weren't smart. You were dumb.
So does Nova have any ability to understand anything? Because eventually, when Taylor says things to her, she's like a good dog. Come to me, and she comes.
Well, just because he's loving and longing, I think that's what she recognizes.
Loving and longing.
I think she recognizes affection, right?
That's true,
right? And they took out the parts that said that she was pregnant, so we don't know in these scenes if the actor knew going into this whether she was pregnant. They just kind of cut them out as they went along. The actor herself might have been thinking that at these times that she was pregnant, they might have left those.
She might have been playing it that way, but it was taken out afterwards. Yeah,
I wonder if she knew. That's a good point. I mean, because scripts are developed and these things are cut out. Did anyone ever tell her we planned this? Because her husband was a high up executive. You think she'd understand?
And you said she was heavily involved in the pre-production and a lot of the stuff. And did you say she was supposed to be an ape at some point? What was she supposed to be?
In some of the original makeup test, she played a very silent ape. It wasn't Zira. She was just along with James Brolin, I think, was the guy that actually did the test early on, and she just sort of stood there.
So I feel fairly confident saying that she probably actually knew what the original script was, whether it was cut at this point or moment, and she needed a reason for Zira to stay along, and so would be, having to do something like that, look affectionate.
And she's certainly not going to rubber belly like an expectant mother. She's not going to do anything to bring that element in.
And she's not picking lice off anybody or anything like that. I mean, she's not
My breasts are so sore. Oh, wait, I can't speak.
Wow, every one of our female listeners out there just wanted to... Yeah, wait, I want to kill Sean now.
So there was an interesting point that Cornelius says, gloomily, they've taken everything, adding to what Lucius had just said. So those gorillas came around to free Zaius, or just to kind of kill them, or to take their stuff. I mean, they clearly did not just try and take them.
I think
they took their stuff as well.
I think it was to free Zaius, and in the process of doing that, remove all the resources that everybody that kidnapped him had.
I think it was that we just needed tension at the end, and they decided, how do we do that? We have the guerrillas attack.
So you thought they had 13 minutes left, and we had shit to get done.
Yeah, we need to escalate the plot. We need to get them out of the